welcome to this edition of ET Now Hangouts with me, Ankita Saxena. Well, if India is known to produce beauty queens on international platforms, it is now time for Mr. India to take on the world. Well, on this week's show, we have a very special guest in the studio, Gokul Ganesan, who is the Mr. India World 2024, who will be seen competing for Mr. World 2024 in Vietnam very soon. Well, besides being a fashion model, he is a multifaceted entrepreneur as well. Well, Gokul co-founded Doto, a pioneering gender-neutral clothing brand challenging gender discrimination. He is also ambitiously bootstrapping a new coffee chain with its inaugural outlet set to open in Chennai very soon. For now, hi Gokul, welcome to Eat Now Hangouts. It's such a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's an absolute pleasure. I really look forward to our conversation and thank you. And you look very beautiful as well.
Thank you so much, Gokul. But there's a very heavy metal on your chest because you're going to be representing India now on the international platform. But let's start from the beginning. How did you get into this world of pageantry and modeling? Because essentially you're an entrepreneur. We will discuss that later also.
Sure.
But tell us, how did you get into this world?
It actually started with the love that I have for my country. I wanted to join the army when I was a kid.
Wow.
And as far as I remember, I thought it was the noblest thing a person could do. For reasons I couldn't get through with it. And then I sat down, I thought about what am I really good at and how can I represent my country? And that's when I put down 3 of my most passionate things. Fitness, fashion, and then my country. So Mr. India justified everything that I aspired to be, and here I am.
All right, that sounds very interesting. But what are the preps? Tell us. I'm sure it's like just 2 months away from now.
Yes.
What are the preparations? What are you going through every day? What's your schedule?
My schedule is jam-packed, and it starts with my physical training, to my communication, to my tonality, to my skin. There's a lot of things that we're preparing for, my wardrobe, my style, and how I'm going to represent my country at the best I can. So it's a lot of training. I'm going through it every day as we speak.
Right. Gokul, what have been your challenges, right from the time that you started out as an entrepreneur to now into this world of entertainment and modeling? What have been your challenges?
The major challenge, in my perspective, would be the ability to take risk. Because jumping between 2 professions, making the right decisions at the right time without losing the perfect opportunity, which is very hard for you to analyze, because I had a stable corporate career before. I was working at a corporate in Bangalore, and then I had to risk quitting the job and pursuing my dream. And I think the risk factor would be the biggest challenge.
So Gokul, you own a gender-neutral clothing brand, which is called Doto. Tell us more about that, and why do you think gender-neutral fashion is so important?
Surely. The project started out when I was in college. It was a very experimental project. Right after graduation, COVID had hit India, and then we were in a lockdown. I did not have anything to do, so a bunch of our college mates just got together. So we wanted to make a statement about a societal issue, and we chose gender equality. Because I think gender discrimination is a man-made filter, and that perspective has to change. The way you are being treated or the way you get your rights in a country should not be defined by the gender.
Right. Absolutely, I agree with that. And Gokul, speaking of gender equality, I mean, you're at a platform where, your voice is going to reach to millions of people, and you represent the country right now. Tell us, I do feel that there is a lot of pressure on the men as well, on the male counterpart as well, the societal pressures of, big boys don't cry, or they're the primary breadwinners. What, in your opinion, is the definition of masculinity? How do you define masculinity?
That's a very interesting question. I would define masculinity as the feeling of being secure, because if you take masculine traits, which are being dominance, your strength, and all of it, it all starts taking the negative role only when you're not secure about yourself and you want to dominate someone else, or you want to establish that you're the alpha, or you have a superior hand over things. That happens when you feel insecure about yourself, and when you feel that, okay, this is not up to my potential, or I'm not being celebrated as I'm supposed to be. There's a frame that comes into the whole perspective because of the society also. So you have to be secure enough to not let the society affect you first, and do what's the right thing, and stand up for all the right issues. And no matter, taking the back seat should never be a problem if you're a male, and that's how I would define masculinity.
Right. Also, so how can men contribute towards the cause of gender equality? Because you see a lot of feminists fighting this battle of gender equality or getting, getting equal representation for women.
Correct.
How can men contribute to that movement?
I would first suggest them to just speak up, stand up and make a voice and stand up for the wrong things. And if whenever you see something, don't just pass by. You can see in our day-to-day life, we see a lot of discrimination and people being put down and not even pay parity and all of that. All of these issues, these things do happen, but men just they have the tendency to just move forward without having to raise their opinion on all of these things. So I would say have an opinion and stand up for it. That is, taking a step is all that matters, because that is when change can actually be made feasible.
Right. So you also own a brand, like I said, that's gender neutral. So through your brand, how are you addressing this issue of, like you mentioned, of gender equality through your gender neutral fashion?
Gender has no color. Similarly, how there are no boy colors or
girl colors.
Colors also don't have gender.
It's
just a piece of cloth. What we do is we define it. So like I mentioned before, it is a man-made filter. A piece of cloth is just a piece of cloth. We make clothes for anyone and everyone. We don't want to put a tag on it, say only you should wear it. It's a piece of cloth that a guy should wear or a girl should wear. It's a t-shirt. Anybody can wear it. And I think that is the loudest statement that we can make.
So let's talk more about your entrepreneurial journey. In fact, I've heard that you're planning to start up your own coffee chain in Chennai. Tell us about that, and what is exciting you about the coffee market? Because coffee market is pretty big down south, right?
Yes, of course, I'd love to tell you about my coffee chain. It all started when I went out and I just wanted to get a good cup of coffee at a good price. And I couldn't find that.
To get these.
It's very difficult. There's a huge market gap. There's your filter coffee which you get for 30 rupees, 40 rupees, and then comes your major brands which sell the coffee for 300, 350. It's just a shot of espresso and some milk. I don't think it should cost that much. And coffee's been branded as luxury these days, but it's basic. It's necessary. So I wanted to break that norm and bring out a coffee chain which gives you a good cup of coffee at the right price. I would call it pocket-friendly premium coffee.
Pocket-friendly premium coffee.
Now
that's going to be
the idea.
Yeah, that's going to be clutter-breaking, because these days you have premium coffee at very premium rates.
Exactly. So it's kind of like an oxymoron, but it's possible. So that's what we want to do.
Great. All the best to you for that. But Gokul, with that, you're an entrepreneur, a startup founder. So very recently, FM announced the budget as well, and she announced the abolition of the angel tax on startups. How big a news is this for the startup world? How positive is it for startup founders like you?
I think it's path-breaking because, firstly, it's a great initiative by the government to encourage the startup people to explore and expand exponentially. Even say, for example, your startup is valued at 100 rupees and you take an investment worth 1,000. You should not be paying taxes because you're taking that investment not to splurge on your own, but to grow the company. And entrepreneurs will get the confidence to actually take in the money and explore their brand and grow it exponentially. So it's a fantastic initiative by the government.
Right. So Gokul, if you win Mr. World, and we really hope you do, what are going to be your plans next after that? Modeling? Is it going to be films? Is it going to be you going to continue your entrepreneurial journey, which of course your coffee chain is going to bring about? But tell us, what are your plans?
If I had to put it very simply, I wanted to be the best of both worlds, as long as I know. I wanted to be creatively extravagant and corporately structured. So I would love to pursue my career in acting, and I want to try my hand at Tamil film industry and hopefully crack a few movies after coming back from Mr. World. And as far my entrepreneurial side goes, I would love to kickstart my coffee chain. It is almost done. I would love to spill the beans, but it's
quite literally spill the beans.
Spill beans.
I like the
more about it, but
the metaphor,
sooner than
by getting into building your own brand. In fact, these days all the entrepreneurs, they're building their own brand in order to build their brands.
Yes.
Everyone is on social media, digital media. How are you planning to leverage digital media? And I mean, of course, after winning the pageant, you already, made a name for yourself, but how important is it to build your own brand?
It is very important.
Yeah, you can't do without it.
Yes, you can't do without it. But on the contrary, it should not be at the cost of you losing your brand's value, which you should know when to take the backseat and let the brand speak. Because if the product is not good and you're just selling it on your face, it does not make sense. You have a great idea and you need the publicity and the awareness to let people know that there's such a brand. That is when your brand value plays a major part, right? But focus on the brand that you're trying to build first and then focus on making it big.
Right. In fact, I'd like to ask you, what would be your advice to young startup founders? I mean, you're also a young startup founder.
Young. I'm barely starting now.
I know, but from your lessons that you have learned, the challenges that you faced, what were your learnings and what would be your advice to our young viewers, because you have a young audience that's watching you. So young startup founders who are watching you, from your hits and your misses, what advice would you like to give them?
Take the leap.
The leap of faith.
The leap of faith. That's because a thought becomes a walk when you start taking the step. And you just focus on taking steps, step after step. And no matter how many hurdles you face, you just cross them. You find a way. You find a way. And you have to take the leap because it's very hard. The risk is high, but the resilience and the result is going to be great. It's going to be brilliant.
So Gokul, tell us what are the social causes that are the closest to your heart? What are your initiatives that you have undertaken in Chennai? Talk about that.
There are a lot of social causes that I would like to really put my time, effort and spread awareness about. I would just like to mention a few here. Starting would be cleaning the environment, because a clean environment is very, very important for the health standards, for a lot of reasons. Second would be to provide for the underprivileged, especially kids, who don't get the right nutrition, who don't get education, who don't get shelter, and they don't have anybody to guide them of how to succeed or how to sustain in life. And the last one would be, I would like to raise awareness about domestic violence, because home is where you need to find peace and freedom, and it should be your source of sanity. And if that is broken, I think that is very wrong, and I would love to raise awareness about that.
Absolutely, Gokul. That's a very noble cause. But finally, Gokul, all the young people watching you, I'm sure a lot of people who are watching you are also aspirants, modeling aspirants or actors, or people who want to get into pageantry. What would be your advice to them?
My advice would be, make yourself prepared to represent 1.4 billion people, because there are so many people who want to be a part of this and they work hard, they wait for the right opportunity. But if you don't push yourself and become the best version of yourself, don't be anybody else, but be the best version of yourself and don't work hard on yourself, you will not get there. So have the faith and put in the work.
Absolutely, and here's wishing you a lot of luck for Mr. World, and we won't let you go just like that. I have a quick rapid fire for you. So, modeling, entrepreneurship?
Both.
What's your guilty pleasure, given that I'm sure you're on a strict diet, but what's your guilty pleasure?
Desserts.
Okay. What is the best advice you have ever received, and by whom?
It is from my ex-boss.
Okay.
He said, just do it.
That's also the tagline for Nike.
Yes, I think he stole it from Nike.
He stole it from there, yeah. What's your investment mantra?
15% of whatever I own
goes into investments. Okay. What is your deepest fear?
Losing someone that I love.
Okay. And what is that one quality you think will make you win Mr. World?
Authenticity.
All right, and I really hope your authenticity is noticed by one and all and you win Mr. World. Thank you so much, Gokul, for taking the time out.
It was an absolute pleasure being here, and I really enjoyed our conversation. Thank you so much for having me.
And well, with that, it's time for us to slip into a short break. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we're getting you lots more stories. Welcome back. back. You're tuned into ET Now Hangouts with me, Ankita Saxena. Well, hot on every sports lover's screen right now is the Paris Olympics 2024, where India has already managed to clinch 3 bronze medals. But besides the fan interest, what is the advertisers' interest in the sport? We decode. On every sports lover's screen right now is the Paris Olympics 2024, which is going on in full swing. Well, so far India has managed to clinch 3 bronze medals at the Games, but it's the advertisers' interest that is actually in full sprint. Well, according to Viacom 18, which is the official broadcaster of Paris Olympics, the advertiser interest has peaked 70% since the last edition. So what is really interesting the advertisers this time? Let's find out. According to sources, Indian Olympic Association or the IOA has secured sponsorship deals worth 50 crore rupees featuring prominent brands such as Reliance, BPCL, Adani, Aditya Birla Capital, Yes Bank, Amul, Inox Leisure, JSW, Puma and Tasva. Many of these sponsors have launched campaigns featuring some of the star athletes already. IOA has also onboarded around 12 Olympic partners. Bharat Petroleum Corporation, Reliance Foundation, Adani and Aditya Birla Capital are the principal sponsors for Team India at the Paris Olympics. Amongst the worldwide sponsors, there are 14 names on board, including Coca-Cola, Airbnb, P&G, Panasonic and Samsung. Well, while those were the advertisers on board for the game, let's find out about the advertiser interest in our champions. Poster boy of Olympics gold medalist Neeraj Chopra has been leading the charge by becoming the darling of numerous brands like Visa, Under Armour, Samsung, P&G, Optimum Nutrition, Omega and many more. In fact, he is the only non-cricket superstar to feature among the top 25 most valued celebrities in 2023, according to a Kroll report released recently. He is ranked at the 21st spot with a brand valuation of $29.6 million. Not far behind is ace shuttler and 2-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu, who is also amongst the top non-cricketing sports icons. She is the face of brands like Bank of Baroda, Optimum Nutrition, Visa, Century Mattresses, American Pistachio Growers and Flybu and many more. Well, while Neeraj Chopra and PV Sindhu are the poster boy and poster girl for Indian Olympics, the new entrant to jump onto the brand wagon is the newly crowned bronze medalist. Manu Bhaker has already secured 2 bronze medals in the 10-meter air pistol individual and mixed team events. Following her recent achievements, over 40 brands have already approached Bhaker for endorsements according to sources. Previously, Bhaker charged 20 to 25 lakh rupees per endorsement. However, her fee has now increased 6 to 7 times, with one deal reportedly closing at around 1.5 crore rupees. Well, clearly, cricket is not the only sport, but Paris Olympics 2024 has also garnered the interest of both fans and advertisers alike. But besides Paris Olympics, we are also celebrating our Independence Day on the 15th of August. Well, it's Independence Day joy for the hospitality industry as demand for hotels and flights have surged, but it will pinch the travelers more. Let's take a look at this report filed by Astha Chopra and what she has to say about that.
Get ready for a wallet-busting long weekend as both hotel and flight prices soar for travelers eyeing a holiday during the upcoming Independence Day. The hotel prices in the top destinations like Udaipur have skyrocketed to 4 lakh rupees per night for a stay in Taj Holidays. Similarly, weekend stays in the Sair Hotel and the Taj Fort have also rates ranging from 60,000 to 71,000 per night. According to Make My Trip, many travelers often plan their trip at last minute, which has led to the surge in demand.
Long weekend coming, and this is like a really long 5 days weekend because of 15th August being on Thursday, if I'm not wrong, and then there is Rakhi on Monday as well. So really long weekend, and again we've seen on our platform bookings growing. And by the way, India is also a last-minute market, so we still have 2 weeks to go, a month of long weekends, and we definitely expect a lot more demand. Now, when there is more demand, and for certain destinations where there will be a capacity constraint, there will always be few places that'll get crowded, and closer to the date they become expensive. Destination tourist destination Goa always remains a favorite of everyone. But even Rajasthan and Maharashtra, South, there is huge amount of demand because of one reason or the other, and long weekend being one. And some destinations you will definitely see a surge in pricing, and that goes up from 10 to 20% or more.
Flights to top destination have also seen increased in demand. For example, Delhi to Udaipur cost 8,875 on August 15 compared to 4,449 on August 2nd. Similarly, flights to Shimla have also seen more than twofold hike, with prices from Delhi to Shimla at 8,900 rupees on August 15 versus 3,600 on August 2nd. Goa is no exception, with flights from Delhi to Goa priced at 7,935 on August 15 compared to 5,045 rupees on August 2nd. However, airlines are also introducing offers urging people to take advantage of the long vacations. For instance, Air India Express has launched a freedom sale for its customers. While the people are gearing up for the long weekends ahead, the increase in the price of travel is killing their travel spirits. Whether you're traveling to Agra or Udaipur, there is a gentle reminder after looking the prices that you have to plan your trip way beforehand. But no one can stop Indians from traveling, as they are the last-minute travelers.
And finally, YouTube has kicked off its annual digital video thought leadership event, Brandcast 2024. This year's event was headlined by YouTube CEO Neil Mohan, who made a host of announcements around YouTube's new offerings that will equip the content creators and advertisers alike to uplift their content creation experience. Well, let's go across and listen into him, and also Shekhar Khosla, who's the YouTube marketing head, who speaks about launching 2 new formats, pause ads and branded QR codes, and the growing opportunity for YouTube Shorts. Let's go across and take a look.
Today there are 11,000, but when I joined YouTube, only 11 channels had more than 1 million subscribers. We're #1 in reach and watch time in India, and we just passed a huge milestone. Shorts, which we first launched in India, now has trillions of views here. Everything from creation to fandom is about to get even bigger. In the past year, you've heard a lot about generative AI. At first, it was mostly just a concept. And today, I'm here to tell you the future has arrived. We've launched AI tools that empower human creativity. Just last month, we started to roll out Dream Screen here. It lets you create AI-generated backgrounds for shorts just by typing in an idea. It's pretty awesome. And this is just the beginning. We'll continue to develop AI technology that builds on our track record of responsibility and pushes the boundary of creative expression at a scale we can only dream about right now.
Put your brand top of mind for connected TV audiences because they appear when the viewer initiates a pause. Now, how cool is that? Second, QR codes have driven double the interactivity on TV screens in the past year, and our new branded QR codes let users interact with your ads on YouTube Connected TV. YouTube Shorts is the most used short-form video platform in India. 3 new and exciting ad products. Imagine you're a beauty brand who's engaging in a range of new products and you want to launch that using YouTube Shorts. Our new animated image ads will help you create stunning animated collages from your existing image catalogs. The new interactive stickers will build affinity in a way that feels native to Shorts, and interactive gestures which will be absolutely amazing.
And well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of ET Now Hangouts. I'll see you next week, same time. See you soon.